A nurse hugged a lonely patient. Family left her a fortune. Hook. What if a single hug changed your life forever? Sometimes, the most powerful gifts in life come from moments of compassion no one else sees. This is the story of a nurse, a lonely patient, and an unexpected legacy. It was a gray Tuesday morning when Sarah, a young nurse fresh out of medical school, began her shift at Rosewood Retirement Hospital. The halls were quiet except for the soft shuffle of slippers and distant echoes of the television from the lounge. Room 204 had become her least visited stop, not because it was far, but because the patient inside rarely spoke. His name was Mr. Thompson, an 87-year-old widower who had outlived his friends, had no children, and whose only visitors were the doctors with charts and nurses with medicine cups. Sarah, however, couldn't ignore the hollow silence of his room. Each day, she'd peek in with a cheerful smile. "Good morning, Mr. Thompson. How are we feeling today?" Usually, there was no reply. A glance, maybe a nod. But one day, as she handed him his tea, his trembling hand touched hers just for a second. His eyes welled up. Without a second thought, Sarah bent down and hugged him gently. He didn't speak, but his breathing slowed, and for the first time, he whispered, "Thank you. It's been years." From then on, Sarah visited him every break she had. They talked about his late wife, his garden he once loved, the jazz records he missed, and the books he'd never finished. He began smiling again, small at first, but real. One evening, as he held her hand, he said softly, "You're the only family I've had in a long time." 3 weeks later, Mr. Thompson passed away peacefully in his sleep. Sarah cried quietly in the hallway after signing the last chart. To her, he wasn't just a patient, was a friend, a human being who had simply needed someone to care. She never expected what happened next. 2 months later, a well-dressed man entered the hospital asking for Nurse Sarah. He introduced himself as Mr. Thompson's lawyer. "I believe you knew my client quite well," he said with a warm smile. "He left something for you." In his will, Mr. Thompson had written a single sentence. "To the young woman who gave me warmth when the world felt cold, thank you. This is for her future." Sarah was left a sum of $1.2 million along with a letter. It read, "Your hug reminded me I was still human. You made an old man feel seen. Don't stop being that light. Use this to follow your dreams and help others the way you helped me." With the money, Sarah opened a small care center for elderly patients with no families. She named it Thompson's Light. It became a place of warmth, music, laughter, and hugs. Moral: one act of kindness can change a life sometimes, even your own. Never underestimate the power of empathy. You never know who you're healing when you choose to care.